They're not going to assimilate. Quite the contrary. They think their values are superior to ours. And so they're going to work to impose theirs upon us.
Dr. Robert Spencer is an author and the director of Jihad Watch.
In Islam, it's permissible to take infidel women and use them as sex slaves. It sounds unbelievable. It sounds like some sort of a lurid invention of evil-minded Islamophobes, but it's real.
And we're already seeing it happen right here on our shores. But perhaps you haven't heard of the horror and hush-up in Twin Falls, Idaho. There was only a small blurb reported locally as a sexual assault investigation. But it wasn't until conservative-leaning sites and organizations like Act for America and the Refugee Resettlement Watch blog pushed it onto Drudge that we got real details, untethered from the constraints of political correctness. Reports of rape at knife point by migrant children, followed by the urination on a mentally disabled 5-year-old girl. After a groundswell of social media attention, the police and prosecutor's office were forced to respond. Here's all they would confirm. There was a group of boys aged 7, 10, and 14 from Sudanese and Iraqi families, which are predominantly Muslim. 2 were charged. 1 is alleged to have touched the girl, and there is a video of the sexual assault. They are denying there was a knife and not calling it a gang rape. But we can't confirm that because they're minors and the case is sealed. Predictably, some national media expressed more outrage about citizen journalists who covered the story than they did about the horrible crime.
What's ensued has been shameful in the sense of denial, cover-up, outright lies from Idaho authorities, and even a warning from the Idaho State Attorney that derogatory comments about the perpetrators could be prosecuted.
How about the case in Lowell, Massachusetts, where 22-year-old Syrian refugee Imad Hasso was arrested after following a 13-year-old girl at a public swimming pool, repeatedly touching her upper thigh, asking her age, even when the girl told him she was a little kid.
Same thing as what we saw happening in Germany. And you see, it's based on the same Islamic principles. She's 13. She said she was too young, but as far as the Muslim migrant is concerned, that's a perfect age because Muhammad married his wife when she was 9. Actually, he married her when she was 6, consummated the marriage when she was 9. So 13 might be a little old, but it'll do.
Don't forget Germany's answer to stopping the sexual attacks.
It's laughable to think that a Muslim migrant who thinks that he's acting in complete accord with the Word of God is going to see a poster like that and think this is what he ought to do instead.
These aren't the only refugee attacks in the U.S. Let's head over to Utah, where refugee Isar Met was convicted of kidnapping, sexually assaulting, and murdering a 7-year-old girl found bloody and broken in a shower. Or Ashburn, Virginia, where this native of Togo who had only been in the country for 9 days, dragged a woman into the woods and tried to rape her. He's serving 10 years. Or how about this one? A massive Muslim sex trafficking ring busted in Nashville by multi-state and federal agencies. According to the FBI, 29 were initially charged of the primarily Somali refugee gang. In the end, 6 were acquitted and 3 convicted.
I do think that that gang in Tennessee was the first instance of a Muslim rape gang in the United States, and there will be many others.
One witness cried on the stand that the gang made her a prostitute at age 12 in Minneapolis, some nights selling her to Somali men for as little as $40. But I thought these were religious men, reportedly taking breaks for Muslim prayer time. Still think it's a peaceful religion? Let's ask.
There was a Muslim gang raping and sexually abusing young non-Muslim girls. Nobody wants to acknowledge that such an ideology exists or that such beliefs exist in Islam.
I don't think Islam cares about peace at all. The Quran says, why seek peace when you're on top? It's a temporary tactic to become strong again and go back to do jihad.
So what do we do now? Expert Soren Kern fears Europe is too far gone, but America can still stop what happened across the pond.
Dealing